This episode of Captain's Log is sponsored by the good people over at Star Trek Wrath of Gems. Please continue watching for more details and check the description below. Thanks, everybody. Space, the final frontier. My name is Captain Foley, and these are my adventures. Captain's Log, Stardate 201604.18. Welcome back, guys. Time for another Captain Foley's Captain's Log. So lots to talk about right now. There's lots of cool stuff going on and some fantastic updates for you guys. So first things first, I want to talk about the Star Trek model group model contest they have going on. There's 4 groups involved. There's the Star Trek model group on Facebook, Trekyards, and one other one, Everything Models, I believe it's called. This is run by Paul Lewis, and it's a contest where you have to take a World War II plane, build it straight out of the box, no additions, nothing taken away, no customization. The only thing is you have to paint it in a Star Trek paint scheme. Trekyards got the Federation paint scheme, so if anybody wants to enter for that, you need to paint it Federation. This modeling group, I think, is Klingon, and the Everything model group is Romulan. So what happens is, if you want to participate, you let me know. You build your model. I believe the deadline is the end of July to get completed. Build the model, paint it in a Federation paint scheme, and what happens is, if there's like 5 people from the Trekyards group that participate, we all do a group vote as to who's the winner. And they go on to go head-to-head against one model from each of the other groups. So it'd be 3 at the end, and then the ultimate winner gets some ribbons and just the bragging rights kind of thing. But it's going to be a fun little contest. If you guys are interested, if you're model builders, let me know, and I will fill you in any more details if you need it. There'll be details kind of dropped as it goes, but I mean, that's pretty much it. Straight out of the box, World War II fighter aircraft or bomber, anything, any World War II aircraft of any kind, and it has to have Federation paint scheme if you're entering for the Trekyards page. So that's about it for that. Next up is the photo contest. Don't forget about the photo contest. We've got a bunch of great submissions already, some good Photoshop stuff, anything concerning the commander, myself, both of us together, something funny, something serious, something that we could use for promotional purposes, anything like that. It's all welcome. Photoshop, CGI, animated GIFs, other kinds of animations, we welcome it all. And you just send that entry into you can enter as many times as you want, and it goes to trekyards@hotmail.com, and in the subject line just put Trekyards contest. Now here's the gift you're getting. I showed this in my last Captain's Log. It's a Trekyards exclusive box. There's only one of a kind like this. Any more that we get made will be totally different. It's got that in there, and then on the inside it's got a nice space scene as well, so you can use this to store whatever you want. But that's the prize for that one of a kind. Nobody else will have one like this, and any more that get made, like I said, they're going to all be different. So that's that contest. That's 2 contests. I also want to talk about some JJ bashing that's been going on the Trekyards site. This is not acceptable. Mark Abukoff, sorry if I said that wrong, Mark, pulled one of his Star Trek DIC game screen captures. He pulled the post down because people were just bashing JJ Trek, and that's not what Trekyards is about, guys. I mean, that if you've been here long enough. The admins try to nip that in the bud, but Mark just didn't want any part of it, and he decided to take down his own post, which I was upset about because I kind of like looking at the DAC screenshots and stuff. It was kind of neat, so I'm kind of disappointed. But I mean, just so you guys know, no bashing of any kind of anybody's ideas, anybody's thoughts, anybody's opinions, even of JJ. I mean, yeah, sure, we're not all the biggest fans of JJ, but like I've always said, there's constructive ways to say things and to know when to stop and stop, piling on the arguments. Just time to bring it to a close. That's all I'm going to say about that. Also, Trek Condaroga is August 12th to the 14th. Trekyards has been invited. So far, it's just going to be Samuel and myself Skyping in live for a panel. 50 years of a ship called Enterprise, I believe is what it's called. Now, I just realized recently that Samuel and I are going to Ticonderoga to the sets in June. So we'll be talking to James Cawley and seeing the sets and everything and filming some great stuff for you guys there then. But Ticonderoga, New York's not too bad of a drive from my house. So I might end up attending in person, but I'm not 100% sure yet. So, I mean, if you guys are going to that, you can maybe look forward to seeing me there. But more details to come as August approaches. We got a lot of stuff going on right now. So June's a very busy month, especially for me. I've got Wonderfest the first weekend of June. Then I come home for 4 days, and then I'm off on the Trekyards Mission America tour, where we go to LA and Denver and Ticonderoga, New York. So it's going to be a busy June for me. I'm home for like 8 total days in the whole month of June, which is an interesting thought to think about. The IndieGo is going great. We are over our goal right now. We're 110% of our goal. Just give 110%. That's all you can do is just give 110%. Sorry, it's from Bedazzled. I don't know if you guys got that reference. Anyway, but we want to still hit some of our stretch goals and whatnot. So if you guys can still contribute, that'd be awesome. There's still lots of great perks. There's physical perks. We got the Trekyards Combadge designed and painted and everything by me. I've actually got a small little mock-up of it here. This is just a prototype version, and I'll show it off real quick. That's what it looks like. This version's slightly smaller than the final version is going to be. When it got sent to the 3D printer, this one got printed the wrong size, so it's just a tad small. The real one's about the same size as a real Combadge. So scale this up, add another 6 millimeters or so to the top of it, and that's what it'll be. So there's that perk, which that's it all painted. That's how it's going to come to you guys. It's going to be made of resin, and it'll come with, probably include Velcro or whatever to attach it. You can add magnets to it, anything you want to do with that. But there's that physical perk, which is awesome. There's designer autographs, Doug Drexler, Rick Sternbach, John Eves. You can get them all personalized. There's also an autograph bundle that includes all of those, plus a few extras from our Denver trip that we announced in our last IndieGo update video. A few surprise signatures will be on those bundle packs. So go to IndieGo and type in Trekyards. I'll have a link in the description below if I remember. If I don't remember, somebody better tell me. I'll try to remember. Anyway, so do that. And if you donate, I still have like 8 days left in the campaign. And like I said, lots of cool perks to get still. I mean, I'm blown away by how these look. They're a little small right now, like I said, but, I think that will be a good seller. There's 50 of these available for the $50 price point, and only 8 have been sold so far. So, guys, if you want one, definitely let me know. Let us know by donating to the campaign and getting that. So that's it for the IndieGo update. Another thing I want to just talk about briefly is some Star Trek gaming. Now, I do a lot of Star Trek gaming. I like Star Trek Timelines, Star Trek Online when I get around to it. But there's this other one called Star Trek. This is by CBS Interactive. I just turned the brightness down so you can see. Genera. This is Star Trek Wrath of Gems. Now, this game is pretty interesting. You need to check it out, at least. You can choose your adventure, your favorite. You can go TOS or TNG. I, of course, will go TOS. And it's great. It's got some great animations, a great storyline. You basically... you read along, and the action moves along. You get dialogue, you get space scenes, stuff like that, and it teaches you how to play as you go, obviously. It's a gem game, but what you do is to build up attacks, you match up the gems, of course, and you fire. So if you get different combinations of gem patterns, you get different attacks and different strengths. And it's very interesting. Later, there's not only ship combat, but there's also individual like character combat. And in that, you same thing. You have a group of enemies above you, and then you got your 3 main characters or 2 characters, whatever the situation calls for, below it. And you basically you have to get combinations of gems, but that powers up different power levels underneath the figures. So if you get Kirk, there's a yellow bar, a gold bar, and each bar has a different attack, phaser attack. You see a hand come in and shoot the phaser, and a bunch of cool stuff that way. So you get to build up different attacks. You get to level up your characters. You get to level up your ships. You get to do a bunch of other things, special attacks for ships as well. If you get the levels up for each power up, if you get to the full level, you of course get to use that special attack, which is usually pretty powerful. Now, this one, it's really cool. I mean, the storyline's really neat. The animations are great. I put a few of the screenshots up on the Trekyards site, actually. Here you can upgrade your ship, which I just did there. Improve skill. So yeah, you get to evolve everything, get to evolve the ship, make it stronger, make it have better attacks, better defenses, everything like that. So it's fantastic. Plus you got the TNG crew as well. So there's 2 different storylines to follow along with, and it's a really fun game, and it's very addictive. So I suggest you guys check it out. I will put a link to the name of the game in the description below. It's Star Trek Wrath of Gems. Look it up on the iTunes Store or Andrew Place or the Google Play Store or whatever it's called. I don't have one, so I just have an iPhone. But definitely a fun little game, and the storylines are really interesting. It plays out like episodes in the show, especially like I've only played the TOS so far. I haven't played TNG, to be honest. I'm pretty sure Samuel has started a TNG campaign, but there's also, you got story mode, events, arena. So you got different campaigns and stories that get unlocked, different missions, which is really cool. You get to fight different enemy ships and whatnot. So it's a cool game, and like I said, there's an events section as well, and the campaign. Anyways, sorry that I'm kind of rambling about it, but it's a good game, and I was just trying to show you more options and stuff on it, but I just started it on the iPad. I actually play it quite a bit on the phone, so the phone I'm way far ahead in, but I'm filming with my phone, so I can't show you that, so that's why I had to upload it to my iPad and show you from there. But definitely worth checking out. Cool game, and I highly recommend it. Anyway, next thing I want to talk about is just gearing up for this trip in June. Lots to do, lots of fun stuff, exciting stuff. You know, I'm apprehensive, but at the same time I'm excited. Lots of stuff to get organized and figured out before that trip. We got a few things we need to do that way, and the Indiegogo is really going to help out with that. So thank you guys for everybody that's already supported us. If you haven't already, please definitely consider it. And lastly, there's a video. I'm going to be coming out with a video shortly. We have a request from you guys regarding our Trekyards website, so that's a little bit of a teaser. I'm not going to say much about it right now, but we really want to talk to you about something, and so stay tuned in the next day or so. I'm going to have a little quick video about that, and you'll know it when you see it. So if you're interested in the Trekyards website at all and any new improvements or changes that might be happening there, please check that out. Anyway, guys, it's on to that part of the show where I answer your questions and read your comments and address all of those. So let's get to it. The first is from Mark Plott. Regarding the contest, someone should do a Photoshop of Captain's Vacation and replace Picard's head with Stuart Foley's. The scene when Picard is relaxing by the pool in his Speedo. That would be real funny. Yes, real funny. Next. Oh, somebody commented on it. Justin Capello. The silly ones are always the best, but they don't seem to like those kind of pictures. I guess they want just serious action ones. And I replied, no, all entries are welcome. We love the silly ones. There's one with I'm an Orion from Enterprise, and I'm holding up to Paul's body, but it's got Samuel's head on it. That one was very funny. That was put on the Trekyards website. So, yeah, the funny ones are always welcome. There's a few funny ones that have already been entered. So there's some good ones that have come in so far, guys. So you guys got to catch up. The deadline for that contest as well is the end of July. So you got a lot of time, but just make sure you put in the subject line Trekyards contest. Next is Fox Piano. I've got an awesome idea for a Photoshop entry. Watch out. Looking forward to it. Vital Block. Ow time. Ow. Oh, sorry. Ow, yeah. Time to back up that hard drive and look for a replacement. Nice Q&A. Yeah, this computer was acting really loud the last Captain's Log. It's nice and quiet now. It was just the fan that was dirty. So the fan had lots of dirt and it was just grinding. It's since been sort of fixed. So thank you for the concern. 1,000 dots. You should really have said Captain's Log Supplemental for the PV bit. True, but I do another show called Captain's Log Supplemental, which I haven't done in a while, where I get something new and I show you guys, and it's not really a Captain's Log. But yeah, I really should have done that. Sorry. Sackwest. I agree, the Borg were meant to be a collective, not a hive mind. The two concepts are completely contradictory. Personally, I would eliminate all of Star Trek Enterprise from canon. It's hard because I also can't stand Star Trek First Contact. Stuart, there is an incredible DS9 HD trailer showing some really cool animated graphics. I was wondering if you guys would at some point update Trekyards LCARS to something like this to take the series forward. This would be amazing. And there's a link included. I've checked it out. It's the Cardassian LCARS lighting up and really beautiful coloring and animation. It's amazing. If we could get somebody to do animations like that for us for Trekyards, we would absolutely love that. We would love to have that kind of animated aspect to it. But those are for the HD or DS9 to Blu-ray or something. It's fan done, but it's incredible. So if you haven't checked it out, just put in type in Deep Space Nine LCARS and then high def HD. I think you should bring it up for you guys. Mark Plot. Kirk is not a bad captain. He is just written that way. He was supposed to be like the Horatio Hornblower or Wanted Dead or Alive TV. Kirk is intelligent but passionate as well. Sometimes the passion gets in the way of Starfleet regulation. As a captain, it's his job to do his duty, but also realizes that they are not mindless drones. The captain interprets his instructions as best he can while benefiting himself. He is dedicated to the safety of his crew above all else. Kirk does not like bullies, especially alien bullies like the Klingons. All very true. Jason Aldridge. Love the sound effect in the background. That one? Thanks. I think it adds a little ambiance. Sean McDonald. Captain, I had the same problem with my Sony TV, and it took me forever to figure it out. See if you have an option in the menu for screen, then an option called display area. My options were normal, full pixel, and -1. Full pixel will be what you're looking for if it's there. It's not there. I did look. Thank you, though, for the suggestion. And I've since experimented with my TV upstairs. My Samsung works perfectly fine on that. There's no cutting off or anything. That's the big 60-inch. So in the other room, it is cut off a little bit, but... Sanders Swizz. Just wondering if you guys had ever noticed the many similarities between the Enterprise refit warp nacelles and the front grille and sides of the 1961 and 1962 Chevrolet Corvette. The more you compare the two, the more similarities you'll find. It would be great if you could do some comparisons from the designers, some confirmation where the designers got some of their conscious influence from the cars to the engines. As always, keep up the great work. Well, yeah, it's little details like that that we try to get out of the designers when we talk to them, when we do our designing episodes or the Q&As. Those little things are really interesting to us, and we like to share those with you guys. So, yeah, there's a lot of design cues, even in the Enterprise E, that John Eves talks about, and it's just fascinating stuff where they get their inspiration from. So, Chris Cohn. Hey, Captain, the discussion of a queen versus queenless Borg made me wonder if you read the Destiny novels featuring the Kyla Borg origin story and what you thought of it. No, I didn't. Personally, I thought it was really creative origin and the dramatic resolution story for the Borg. I went to work sleep deprived for a week because I couldn't put it down each night. I dug the Shatnerverse exploration of Borg history as well, but the Kyla story I found really interesting. I also enjoyed reading the depiction of the Vesta-class Aventine and her slipstream drive, because I never really got to see slipstream develop very much on screen. But I'm curious to know what you thought. If you read it, no. If not, well then, never mind. Next comment. Thanks for all you do. I'll have to check it out sometime. If it's that highly recommended by you, I will definitely look into it. I've got a whackload of Star Trek novels over there that I haven't read, that you guys actually haven't seen yet, which I might show off in the next Captain's Log. My bookcase that's just packed full of Star Trek stuff. So, but yeah, I'll definitely add that to the ever-growing list of things I need to check out. Thank you. Ballroom Scott. If the Aaron Eisenberg video is the type of quality we can expect from your trip to America, then I'm extremely excited. Indeed it is. There's the FCD stuff that Samuel did with Aaron Eisenberg, J.G. Hertzler, John Carragos. I can't. Carragos? Yeah. No, John Kerrigan. Is it Kerrigan? It's Kerrigan. The Klingon from Of Gods and Men and all that stuff. Yeah, those are the kind of videos you can definitely expect from us when we do our Mission America trip. So hope you're excited about that, because there's lots of cool stuff coming. That's just the tip of the iceberg, as they say. Analysis of sci-fi. Hey, Captain. Just like to say, you and the Commander are doing fine work. I enjoy Trekyards deeply. Right now, due to I am working a lot, I find watching relaxing after a long, stressful day. Thanks. Keep up the good work. Plus, I share your guys' videos all the time on a forum that I am a member of. Well, thank you very much. Much appreciated. Glad we can help you unwind and de-stress after a hard day. And thank you for sharing. That's definitely appreciated. Carmello Ailman, Mellotron. Hello, Captain. I just wanted to say thank you very much for answering my personal question via Facebook Messenger. Like I said, I deal with depression and honestly wasn't expecting a quick response. It made my day and made me feel a lot better. It showed me how caring and compassionate you are as a person. And again, I just want to say thank you and keep up the great work. No problem, anytime. If any of you ever have any problems, please reach out to me through private message. I will be more than happy to talk to you. And, you know, you guys all know I suffer from depression too, so I totally understand where you're coming from with that, and I would love to help you guys out. So, absolutely. Message me anytime. Feel free, guys. Mall Santa. People that grow Mary Jane now are putting other drugs into it that's not supposed to be in it, like cocaine and even embalming fluid and other drugs too, which is exactly the biggest reason I stopped smoking it years ago. And there's a few little comments on that about, yeah, the whole marijuana thing, and you know, you guys being in the States, a lot of you, it's a totally different thing over there than it is here, which is stupid, but you know, what can you do about it? That kind of thing doesn't really happen over here. We're just so much more open and free about it that it's, you know, people don't need to lace it with stuff. I mean, that's just, I'm not going to get into all the comments and stuff on that, but, you know, thank you for addressing it at least. But yeah, be careful with what you guys do. Don't do anything stupid. We need to see you here every week. Skyla, I have a question. With the perk to pick a ship for Trekyards, is it possible to pick a Fleet Yard ship episode? Because I would love to pick one from another universe, and I know that the full regular Fleet Yards episodes aren't exactly funded yet. But it would be way cool to be able to do that. I have an idea for one that I'd love for you guys to talk about. And then Commander Calkins replied, I think that may depend on the ship. Since then, we've spoken to Sky. She's one of our Trekyards admins. And I think we've got it worked out, what we can and can't do in that regard. The problem is the Patreon money has slipped down a little bit this month. So we're not even anywhere close to the next goal for the next Fleet Yards episode. But should somebody donate to the Patreon that really wants his Fleet Yard ship, I mean, that's a possibility with the pick your own ship perk. That's something you can definitely consider us doing. Just make sure to contact us and find out if it's okay first, because, you know, we'll eventually get to it, obviously, but Fleet Yards is a weird animal just because of the amount of time we need to do it and how out of our comfort zone some of this material is. So, yeah, we need to kind of have more freedom to do that kind of thing. So, if you guys can donate to Patreon, please go ahead and do that. Enterprise H. Is that like preparation H? Yeah. First, a reminder about Bbelt Enterprise J. Still haven't looked at it. I should write that down. Secondly, could you briefly touch upon why the Andor class is your favorite, fastest starship design, but the Thurfer did not even make your top 5? Thirdly, I saw the trailer for Enterprise Season 5 and it looked freaking amazing. It even featured a Daedalus class. Well, let me look at Bbelt Enterprise right now. Hold on. So I just did a Google image search for Bbelt Enterprise. Came up with absolutely nothing. So if you want to send me a link, private message me a link. I'll take a look at it so I can actually speak about it next time. As for the Andor class, yes, it's my favorite. Why is it my favorite? Because it's so cool. It's so sleek looking. It's a torpedo gunboat. It's got 4 photons in the front, 1 on each side and 2 in the back. It's just such a neat take on a Federation design. It's just something that's really stuck with me visually over the years since I was little, and I absolutely love it. Why the Thurfer wasn't included is because, quite frankly, it's ugly. I don't like the way that the hull on the Thurfer is way back here. It basically comes out right about here, and I think it's ugly. Yes, it's got the engines like this. The top's sort of the same. Doesn't quite have the same lines here. But not a big fan of the Thurfer, especially the way that the secondary hull is designed. It's kind of almost 2 hulls, as far as I can remember. So, sorry, just not a fan of the Thurfer. There were other ships that were much nicer looking than that I needed to include in my top 5. And the Enterprise Season 5, I haven't seen the trailer for that, but it sounds awesome. Especially if it has a Daedalus class, I should check it out. Robert Monroe. I hope someone is good enough to replicate a TOS Spock versus Kirk fight with Stewart as Kirk and Samuel as Spock, complete with ears. That would be cool to see. As always, oh Captain, my Captain, great video. I would love to see that as well. That's the kind of stuff we're looking for. Something creative and very unique, and you know, takes a lot of creativity and really speaks to a spoof of Trekyards or a spoof of the original series. Something like that would be amazing. He goes on to say, one more thing. The only way to OD on marijuana is to do a 1-to-1 ratio in under an hour, impossible with smoke and unlikely with edibles, though a THC allergy can often stimulate the common OD reaction, speaking from witnessing a negative reaction of a friend firsthand. It's like to have an allergic reaction like that, but just be careful out there, guys. Donovan Porter. Hey, Captain, I know I'm a bit late, but you like Star Wars along with Star Trek. But here's the question. Which Star Wars ship would fit into the Trek universe? I think the Clone Wars Y-Wing would fit well in the TOS or 4-Year War era. What do you think? Yeah, I can see that. Other ships that might fit well into the Star Trek universe. I can see the X-Wing being a nice little Federation a fighter craft. Even the A-Wing. As for the bigger capital ships, maybe the medical frigate might make an interesting civilian-ish Star Trek vessel. Yeah, that's a tough question. Empyrean Frost says, we should take a picture of us holding our captain's mugs when we meet at Wonderfest. By the way, it's me, Patrick S. Figured that, and looking forward to doing that, actually. I got my Enterprise mug over there, but now on to the question. What are the names of the original Constitution class ships and Daedalus classes? I only know a small handful of them. You're going to make me look it up, aren't you? I don't really have time to look it up right now. Daedalus classes, there's the Horizon, the Daedalus, obviously. Patriot, I think. Yeah, I'd have to go just find some reference materials and stuff. I'm really not prepared for that right now. Ask it on the Trekyards Facebook page. People will definitely be able to help you out there. Sorry I can't help right now at the moment. I apologize. Don't hit me with the mug you're going to give me at Wonderfest. Anyway, I'm looking forward to seeing you. Wake Roberts. Greetings, Captain. BOBW was shorthand for Best of Both Worlds. Didn't mean to be unclear. I've never heard of an abbreviated episodic title before. It's always movies that are abbreviated or acronymed. So sorry I didn't get it. I didn't include V'ger because I was only including artificial intelligence from the original series itself, not including the movies. Besides, V'ger definitely mops up the floor with all the other AIs from TOS. Only without V'ger, is it even a contest? This week's question: of any of the actor or actresses that haven't been in Star Trek yet, who do you think would make the best new captain? Oh. Wow. Before Enterprise, I would have definitely said Sam Beckett. What's his name? Sam Beckett. Captain Archer. Why can't I think of his name right now? Oh my God. Anyway, yeah, I would have said him, but I don't know. Jason Statham would be kind of cool as a Starfleet captain. That's a tough one. I'm not very creative mood today, guys. I'm sorry. It's the end of the day. I'm doing this. I usually do these captain's logs in the morning. Today I'm doing this at the end of the day because I just had one of those days, and I'm sorry if I can't give you an answer. Don't hit me. Next question. Make Bossert. Mayak? Bossert? Sorry if I got that wrong. I probably butchered it. Since you're watching Deep Space Nine again, I'd like to get your opinion on something I realized watching it again myself. In Season 2, Episode 2, in the second season episode, Second Sight, Episode 9 of Season 2, the USS Prometheus Nebula class is docked with Deep Space Nine. Later, when they are on their way doing their sciencey stuff, the ship seems to be captained by Lieutenant Junior Grade, according to Memory Alpha, Lieutenant Commander with a missing rank pip. I couldn't find any explanation for that. It might have been his night shift commander or a low-ranked first officer. But then again, wouldn't a captain be present during the high point of their mission, especially since it didn't go according to plan at all, with Professor Saitik becoming all suicidal and stuff? I don't think that outside of an emergency, Starfleet would give a ship, especially something as prominent as a Nebula class, to anyone who isn't at least a seasoned full commander. I kind of asked the same question myself. Why wasn't there a captain on the bridge at the end there? But it could be, like in Star Trek Online, even you get a ship, you're not a captain yet, you have your own ship. You got to remember, this isn't wartime when this episode takes place. And it's a science ship. It's a Nebula class. I mean, yeah, it's one of the bigger, newer ships. But I can see it having like the highest ranking commander, perhaps. I've never understood. I've always thought that every ship has a captain. Apparently, that's not necessarily the case from what I've heard from the Navy and from Star Trek Online and things like that. So it could be that since it's peacetime and it's only a scientific mission, maybe it was a specific mission to actually give birth to the star. So it could be that because it's a specific mission profile, that it was just assigned the best person for the role, and there's no captain that needed. Who knows? I don't know. But yeah, that's a good question. It's one that I've raised myself. So, Michael Lohr, speaking of Tasha Yar, am I the only one that remembers Denise Crosby in Playboy? Yeah, I'd have to check that out. I haven't checked. I didn't even know she was in Playboy. I'm not a Denise Crosby fan, to be honest. So I'm I don't miss Yar. I'm going to get hate for that one, but anyway, that's just the way it is. JMT, good log, some interesting comments. As for Horizon, I loved it to bits. As for the heavy crew, that just made it seem more real. I'm in the Navy, and 70% of the ship's company is a bit overweight. we're not all ripped, lol. Like I say, it made it more real. Love Horizon, and hope he makes a follow-up. Love Trekyards, good job. Thank you, guys. Thank you, JMT. Michael Lorigan, thanks for the close-up of the phaser wall mounts. Thank you for what you do, Captain, and actually taking the time out to address the fan questions. No problem, that's what these Captain's Logs are for. Sometimes I can't answer the questions because I'm not prepared for them or because I'm just not creative enough and my mind isn't working, and I apologize. 3 more comments, guys. Elwood P. Dowd, I hear the F-Toys ready-made NX-01 is 1/2500 scale. F-Toys, what's that? I don't know what that is. I gotta get it because I need an NX-01 2400 scale. Seawolf21S goes on to say, Captain, about my getting cut off. I thought you guys should start a petition to have all the Star Trek series remastered. It might help with the new show some excitement, and get some marketing information for CBS. And thank you for reigniting my excitement for Star Trek, and don't sweat the negativity with the Galaxy class. I like hearing the negatives. If it was a perfect class, there'd be no other classes needed. Well, thank you. And if we can reignite your love for Star Trek and keep Star Trek alive, that's what we want to do here at Trekyards. Last is Captain Lokio. I'm going to breeze through them real quick because I got to wrap this up. Just thought of this, Mon Capitan, you and the Commandant, Coming to America. You should either watch Coming to America or just listen to Neil Diamond's song Coming to America. Coming to America with Eddie Murphy, awesome. Coming to America with Neil Diamond, absolutely fucking hate Neil Diamond. I can't stand Neil Diamond, can't stand his voice. I just want to gouge my ears out with a rusty or a wooden spoon whenever I hear Neil Diamond. My dad loves Neil Diamond. I can't stand his voice. 2, I personally think that you don't have to constantly apologize about the Galaxy class. Leave it at that. Will do. 3, man, the loss of grav plating in the Arboretum would be in sarcastic tone fun. Yeah, it would be. I'm sure they have force fields over the water and stuff to keep that in place, though. 4, sorry. I'd love to share the Trekyards name, but I don't have real friends. Long story. I'll tell my family, but they don't care about anything about the shows and the movies. I'm the only true Trek lover in the family. They made that clear when I try to talk or mention the intricacies of Trek tech and ships up to them, and it's like trying to talk to a Packlid or a knight who says "ni." And 5, about the person's question of who'd give Kirk a run for his money, I think Stargate SG-1 Asgardians would give the Enterprise crew a good challenge, either in combat or as a test that gets cut off. Sorry. So yeah, that's it for the comments and questions today. That's going to wrap up this Captain's Log. I got to get going. But thank you guys for everything. This is probably going to be my last Captain's Log before Wonderfest. I got a busy month in June. Wonderfest is in 2 weeks. And then the Trekyards Mission America is on its way. So I might get one done in the next 2 weeks before Wonderfest. I really want to. But if I don't, this is going to be all you'll see from me till then. I will be doing stuff from the show floor, vlogging, and doing some video updates and stuff like that. So stay tuned for those. But anyway, guys, that's it for me, Captain Foley, today. I will talk to you all very soon. Live long and prosper, and see you next time. Bye, everybody.